Hello, hello. How's it going? Yet another week streaming. Let's check out what topics I had today for stream. Small little window. So, for today, right now in my mind, Five Guys. It's what I'm thinking about currently. But I had some topics in the backlog. I remember some of them. Oh, question for Hanio. I have one German related. Okay, this was a video idea that I had, but I'm no longer. But I will mention it at least. Black basketball stars. Studying my tweets. Well, okay. Aitana y la especulación inmobiliaria. These were the ideas for this week. Yo, how's it going? Not sure if I want to buy more beer today or not, since technically I have time and nothing to do tomorrow, so I could. Do you want beer? I don't think I will buy too much beer in Germany. I don't know. Who knows, right? Maybe I become an alcoholic or something. But I hope not. I think if I have beer, I'll probably have it out, I guess, right? Maybe not. Maybe I get into beer. For example, I was thinking about Five Guys today because, I don't know, I want to go to Five Guys today. I don't know if I will because I have a friend who doesn't have a lot of money. So we're limited by his pockets. But a friend suggested that last week, and since last week I've been thinking about it. So the reason why I bring this up is because, for example, when I go to Munich, I know that I will be going to these kind of places more often, right? For example, it's not entirely impossible that after class one day randomly I will be like, fuck it, let's get Five Guys today, right? And that I will go to because it's also not super far away, I don't know. So it's not unreasonable that I will do these kind of things. But I don't want to extend them into I don't know, getting too much I don't know, Five Guys is already fat as fuck, right? I feel like if I do that plus I get into beer and I start drinking beers in the afternoons or whatever, I'm going to get so fat. I'm mainly thinking of it in the fat sense, right? In the gaining weight. Fuck. Also, a screw in my chair broke, so now I have to get a new one. The back now slightly moves to the right, but I don't know if the other side will break too if I lean too hard against it. What kind of chair? Like an office chair with wheels and all this, or one of those static chairs? Maybe you can just fix it. I'm not sure if it's worth it time-wise, but maybe. Okay, so first topic, Five Guys. Back to it. I was looking into what the best order is. Best order for Five Guys. So I wanted to make not a video, but to at least watch a couple of videos here that are best Five Guys order or something like that. grilled cheeseburger. Let's check this out. Interesting. The broken off screw is stuck inside. Can't really get it out. But also I have this chair, so so my mom already asked if I wanted a new one. Oh. My chair. This chair is peeling off. But structurally, it's pretty sound. So maybe I could just like. I mean, I'm not going to take it to Germany, so chair-wise, I don't have a lot to say, to be honest. I don't know if I have recommendations, for example. My chair, this one, I don't like it, to be honest. It's called the IKEA Marcus. It's pretty popular. A lot of people have it. I don't like it. I took these armrests out because they are too high for my desk. It has some leaning, which is nice, but it's not super articulated. It's not super ergonomic. I don't know. This part peels off super quickly, so I don't know. So I don't know why people recommend this chair. I feel seen a lot of people having this one. I don't recommend it, to be honest. I don't know which one I do recommend, because probably the ones that I actually would get are too expensive, so I'm not sure which one I would end up getting. I don't recommend gaming chairs. I don't like the look. Like these Razer chairs or something like that. It's like I liked the look initially because I like that they are car seats essentially. But I don't like how they have been gamerified, for example, right? And I don't know, they look awkward. There is like a Logitech embody one. This one I would get because like the embody chair, or just like without the Logitech. The Herman Miller embody ones, these ones are probably the ones that I would love to get. If you look at this on profile, you can see that the cushioning, this is like my main gripe also with this chair, with the IKEA Marcus. The cushioning is like just one thing, and it's like super, I don't know, you can tell that it's just like a piece of cardboard or like MDF wood with some cushioning on top, and that it's not great at like handling your butt. This one, you can see that it has a gap there, and I think this is key, having a gap here, because you put your weight on it and then it's like there is some cushioning, but the way the weight goes down is not via your ass getting flat on some fucking flat plate, but instead it's like going through some like mesh and getting like distributed away onto this kind of structure. And there is like some amortiguation, right? There is some spring action here with the weight pushing here down, and it's like you can basically imagine it, right? You put your ass here and the weight gets like the weight pushes down here, but this part is like springing up. I don't know. I feel like this is a better thing. Same with here with the back. It has like, I don't know. I feel like this is a good chair, right? I would get this one, but it's like 1,500 euros or something like that. So I'm not going to get it. But Yeah, it's like expensive as fuck. This is mine currently, but it's no longer available, so I have to change now. Well, in a few days. It's supposed to arrive 26, 27. Interesting. Yeah, I still don't like it, but yeah, because of the same reasons, right? This is just essentially like the structure of this chair is just a flat, well, or not flat, but like yeah, a plate with some shit on top, like with some cushioning on top. But yeah, it's fine. It's like a chair. Maybe I would also go. I like the embody because it's tall, like the Marcus, like mine. But I like shorter ones, like the iron chair. This one. But yeah, as you can see, it's like this is the structure that connects to the ground, and there is like some gap. I feel like that gap is pretty important. Like that's what makes actually an ergonomic chair ergonomic. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but and these ones are still expensive, but like because this is just like a regular office chair, the second hand you can find them. Let's see. Kleinanzeigen. Was suchst du? Pelze oder Munich? München. Bayern. Was suchst du? Iron. Kategorien. Iron in Büro. Suche. He's looking for them, right? Bürostuhl. 1300. 850. 550. See? It's like kind of. Surprised that there are not known in Munich though. Hermann Miller. I need the armrests to be able to put away like to the side so I can play the guitar in it. Yeah. I didn't think about it, but I also would like that. In my case, to be able to push it down into the table. Oh, an embody for like 870. That's crazy. I would expect, I guess there is also like a big demand. Let's see, alle Kategorien finden. Side chairs. Lounge chairs. What is this? Dreiteilig mit Originalbezug. No idea. Tomorrow is the elections in Germany. True. Interesting. This is something I tweeted about yesterday. I don't like it. But our tests, like the B2 test, the audios are always news. So to practice, I'm kind of watching news, right? The problem is that I hate news, and it's so fucking annoying to be watching news. So, yeah, I don't like it. These ones are like accessible because they have untertitles, right? Untertiteln, which is nice, but also not nice because it's news. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to write here 5 guys. 5 guys. Ooh. Grilled cheeseburger. Grilled onions, jalapeno. Is that jalapenos or is that pickles? It looks like pickles, right? But maybe it's jalapenos. I don't know. Jalapenos, cheese. Looks bomb. Let's see. I'm only watching shorts because, to be honest, it's just a fucking burger. So, bro, I'm going to get copyright stricken. Bro, the cadence of these people is like so crazy. I ordered the double bacon cheeseburger and got jalapeno grilled onion. Hold on. These Cajun fries were absolutely nuts. It's like, whoa, this is crazy. These things are epic. It's always like that. The stream has literally no sunset videos. Oh, nice. I guess not nice for you, but yeah. Since everything has subtitles, right? I'm on the hunt for the best burger in Manhattan. See, it's like this TikTok fucking editing with like the bing, ding, 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 clank, wing. But then the audio is like him trying to sound interesting, but it's like the fucking most boring voice of all time. Still, has my like. I don't watch news. Lol. Then I also had a shake. Well, let's see. Let's see a video. This is comparing.
What's going on, guys? King Strats here, back with the video on the channel, and today we are back with another episode of The Best, where I highlight my favorite restaurants of each genre in the year of 2023. When it comes to franchise restaurants, I've already been to most of these, and I'm just going to highlight my favorite meals from each of these places. And today we are at Five Guys, one of my favorite fast casual. Guys are amazing, but we did of course get a burger. You can't go to Five Guys without getting a burger. This is what I get on my burger. This is a bacon cheeseburger. Now, if you know how Five Guys works, they all come with 2 patties, so of course there are 2 patties on here. I don't know why. Some people don't like the way this looks, but I kind of like the whole smashed look. It gives it sort of this homemade vibe, and I don't know, it just works for me. Some people may not, but I do. Let's see what's going on in this burger. I'll give you mine. Whoa. Damn, so much is falling out. Let me just take that bacon out real quick. But this is what I get on mine. We have barbecue sauce, grilled mushrooms.
Let's see. This guy. Barbecue sauce, grilled mushrooms, mayo, grilled onions, jalapeno, tomato.
Mayo, grilled onions, jalapenos, and tomato. Of course, the double patty. This burger for me is just, I can't wait. This is the one that I get. 2 nice seasoned patties. And then you can put whatever toppings on. They don't charge you extra. Even though they charge you $92, make sure you get your toppings worked on this. That's good, man. Bacon's still crispy. Normally, bacon and mayo, you have to get something else to cut through that. Some people like lettuce. I like to get tomato and then some kind of condiment like barbecue sauce or ketchup to make it a little bit sweeter to cut through there. But one more bite, bro. Come on now.
I want to see the shake.
Everybody was talking about. I had this 2 years ago. Condiments you want on it to make a patty melt. So you get the inverted bun. But I add grilled onions to mine as well as barbecue sauce, and then I will get grilled onions to make like a nice little patty melt. Get grilled onions to make like a nice little patty melt. Condiments you want on it to make a patty. This was like the viral thing that everybody was talking about. I had this 2 years ago, and then again this year, and it's still one of the best things on the menu. So you have the grilled cheese, but you add a patty, and then whatever condiments you want on it to make a patty melt. So you get the inverted bun. But I add grilled onions to mine as well as barbecue sauce, and then I will get grilled onions to make like a nice little patty melt.
Grilled onions, barbecue sauce. Let's see. Grilled patty melt. Patty melt. Grilled onions, barbecue sauce. Cheese, because obviously it's like the grilled cheese. I think I would try the jalapeno one first. Did you change something? Yeah, I changed it. Because this one doesn't have music. Before I was doing it, I didn't realize that I wasn't playing it. But yeah, I put it.
You're not bad. Oh, okay. But this might even be better than the burger, to be honest. And you go back in for a fry. Full transparency, this order cost me like $50. I don't care. You can go somewhere else and get you a McDouble or something like that. I'm not mad at you, but outside nice and crispy. You see the char on there? And you get the grilled onions. Just makes a nice little patty melt. I just add a little barbecue sauce to it.
$50. 2 burgers, 1 shake,
Yeah,
fries,
3 bites.
and 2 Coke. And the hot dog.
This is so damn good.
Crazy.
Take on the business being is good. That's Lizzie. The hot dog. I think they're good. They split them. They nice and cook them on a flat top. I get the cheese dog and just add grilled onions and mustard. Mustard is a thing for me on hot dogs. I know a lot of people don't really care for it, but to me it's just grown man stuff when you get mustard on there. So that's what it looks like on the inside with the grilled onions as well as the mustard and the cheese. A nice little split top. You see it? There it is. Look. Yes.
Interesting.
New England style ones with the white bread sides, and then they cooked it on the grill the same way they do this. It will go crazy. But beggars can't be choosers. No. And I like their shakes. Now normally I would drink this in the car. One of the bad things, and it's not a bad thing, but just a reality thing, about being like a person who makes food videos, you can't touch the food in the car. So I have to wait, which means if I got the heat on in my car because it's 30 degrees in New Jersey right now, you're gonna have to deal with the fact that your shake will have a little bit of meltiness to it. But I got the Reese's shake. But your fucking cup is stuck right on that damn thing. Alright, let's try that again. Y'all gotta give me a bigger straw.
Doesn't he say what shake he gets?
That's better. Reese's for me to go. Their shakes, they make on premises, hand spin them, just like most
Reese's.
places do. But it just adds to the Five Guys experience, if you ask me. I'm not gonna waste my time with this damn straw. Now, the biggest issue that people had with Five Guys forever is most people say it's too expensive. I'm inclined to agree. But the thing I will say is these days, where Five Guys used to be here on price point and everybody else was here, they haven't moved. And everybody else did this. And all of a sudden, it doesn't seem like a bad deal anymore. Of course, I'm referring to fast casual restaurants, not fast food. Fast food to me should be anything, like a meal should be under $10. When it comes to fast casual, it should be somewhere between 10 and 15. If you get more on the expensive side, then you're getting closer to 20. But it's got to be worth the money. For a lot of people, I know it's not. And I can.
Interesting. Let's hit the like. I don't like spicy things, so I wouldn't like a jalapeno. I do like it. Okay, and I want to put the shake. Let's see. X. Shake. I saw a screenshot on Reddit. Let's see. Galería, F, photos. Someone replied to me also with here. Milkshake. Now let's go. Shakes. Banana. Bacon. That's crazy. And peanut butter. I want to try one with bacon because they put bacon on their milkshakes, which I want to try. And I also screenshot something yesterday. Colecciones. Documentos, no. Capturas de pantalla, maybe. The fuck. En este dispositivo. Screenshots. Here. No. Peanut butter, bacon, and Oreo. The beard shake. Beard, because there's some influencer that's called beard something. Peanut butter, bacon, Oreo. So yeah, that's enough. Five Guys for today. Well, maybe not enough, and like I will actually go there. Let's see. If no one from my friends goes out, I will go there. I will drive by myself and go there. But if my friends go out, I let them decide. Now, next topic. A question for Hanio. Let's see. Is there... it's a German language question, but I didn't want to ask it in class because of obvious reasons. Is there a word like jack off or like get off, but with a verb that does kind of this thing, the trembare prepositional verb, like with this off thing? I don't know what the off equivalent would be. Something like ab something, right? Ab is like that, right? Ab. Weg, or maybe weg. Wegwerfen. Wegjagen. Something like that. What was the verb? The normal verb is like vixen or something like that, right? But that just means like masturbate or something, right? Abwichsen. Is it that? Abwichsen. Ich, wiche, ich, wiche ab. Wichst du ab? Is it like that? And what does just wichsen mean? Warum wichsen Männer oft zusammen? ¿Qué cojones? Wie oft wichsen ist normal? Ist Wichsen mit 56 gesund? Spüre beim Wichsen kein geiles Gefühl mehr. Wow. Damn, I was talking with a friend and suddenly you talk about masturbation. What did I miss? Is there a word? Is my German language question. Is there a word like jack off, but with one of these verbs that is like separable? And if apparently there is like abwichsen, but also this is like just wichsen is the same, right? What's the difference? Is there a word like, for example, jacking or getting are just regular verbs, but then when you add the off, it's like, oh, off. Now I see what you mean, right? Here, ab is kind of the same thing, right? But there is no real difference, I think. These are the Bing suggestions, by the way. when I Google it. Warum wichsen Männer oft zusammen? Spiele beim Wichsen. And obviously the results are like sad that there isn't like a regular verb that gets confused. I think in Spanish we don't have that that prefix distinction. There's just one verb. No. Okay. Next topic. I was like, I would make a full video about this. Maybe let's go over this topic on stream, blah blah blah. But I don't know. I don't feel like it anymore. But the topic was like, should you idolize black basketball stars if you're black? Right? I was like thinking, me from the outside, what do I think? And I was thinking, for example, there are some stars like Michael Jordan, etc., or like Kobe, and things like people like this, right, who are very successful, right, and they get idolized essentially, and like black people, like some black men, for example, take them as like, I don't know, role figures, something like that, right? Or not just black men, by the way, but like there is like a big part of it that is that. And I was thinking of stuff like Kanye, for example, right? I was thinking of like what Kanye talks about, right? For example, he's fucking crazy, but I think in his craziness there are like some moments where he's like woke, right? Where he has woken up, and I think, for example, he does when. Well, he always blames Jewish people for some reason or whatever, right? But I do think that he's onto something, like some narratives, for example, right, about how he is being controlled by these forces, right? And he sees those connections and he associates them to Jewish people, but I think the connections and like the relationship between musician and label and like who actually owns what you do, and between designer of clothes or like celebrity that represents a clothing brand versus the actual brand itself, right? And how easily they can dump you. Those things. I think that the things that he thinks about regarding that are interesting, right? And he's onto something. So I think about basketball in that same way, right? It's like, in a sense, it's inspirational, the basketball thing, but I also feel like if you idolize too much this kind of concrete basketball thing, right? It's like, I feel like idolizing the concrete thing and also the expansion is interesting, but you have to have like a balance of both, right? If you just focus on the concrete thing and like how good at basketball someone is, and you don't play basketball, is like, who gives a fuck, right? And if you just think of like the expansion and don't think about how that people are being used like that, right? How essentially when you are a player in a league or a player in a team, you don't own the team, you are just a player. So it's like, yeah, it's an interesting environment. And also the environment itself, right? The NBA as a sport, as like I don't know, I think the NBA culture, for example, is very much selling players, right? Players being exchanged, and well, football as well, soccer, like in the Europe, soccer as well, right? Players get exchanged to teams, and like they don't necessarily have too much of a say. But I think in the NBA particularly, that is more egregious, right? And also, it's like player value is more important than team itself, right? It is obviously more important as well, but I feel like a huge player can like shine brighter. I don't really get why you were even thinking about that. In my mind, I don't really think about basketball and even less about color of the players. Also, it's hard for me to tell you what you should do if you're black while being very white. I think it's important because I feel like if you're just, for example, your own race and you just only see things from your own race, you are more uh, vulnerable to these distractions, right? Or to being played by people who don't want you to know about them, right? For example, if many people who own basketball teams are white and you don't know about white culture while being black and just focus on the players themselves, eventually you're going to get played, right? If you don't know what game the others are playing, at least you should be aware, right? So I feel like if someone is white and tells you about it, you're like, interesting. I actually mentioned here, I mention it here at the end, right? At the end, I write, I feel like you should, like, if I were to tell like someone who is like into this, I would tell them you should study Taylor Swift, right? For example, I care about these successful black players or whatever, even though I'm not, I don't know, even though I'm not going to play basketball, because I think it's interesting, right? And their reasons for success, for achieving success, are interesting. And also, kind of, I think I learned more from something that is outside my area, right? And I feel like the reverse is actually true as well, right? Also, I was reading some post by VGR, and he distinguished between like westernization and like technologization. And I thought that distinction was interesting. He's like some guy who has like Indian roots. His family is Indian, but he moved to the States. So he has like he has seen like these sides, and he does this kind of cultural analysis. And I think his posts are interesting, and his book club, you could say. And last month it was about Venice, and this month it's about like the steppe and like how horses dominated the world and all that. So I think his perspective is interesting, and he was thinking about the difference between this westernization of societies, right, versus just the raw technologies, and how, for example, he observed that in India people got technologized without getting too westernized in some sense. Like he saw the gap. And I thought it was like an interesting reflection that belonged here somehow. I didn't really know where to put it. Yeah, I was thinking how, for example, black culture and basketball and all that, that's not sometimes the players themselves are kind of people. Like, there are some simultaneous phenomena happening at the same time. For example, right? The player as a player is just a piece that someone who owns the team can share around, but also at the same time, the players are the ones who are driving culture, right? So culturally, the players do have like a lot of relevance and a lot of importance. And for example, someone like Kobe, someone like Jordan, or like Steph Curry, or LeBron, those people are like so big, like their images and like their person is so big that it's almost like surpassing the owners of the teams themselves, right? So there are like both these dynamics at play. So it's like people take the technology and they use them their way. So for example, on Twitter or on TikTok, each community takes the clips and they speak in their own language. For example, in Indian Twitter or in Nigerian Twitter, they talk about these things in a different way than how we do it in the West, but the technology themselves is the same, right? It's like, but the manner of communication or how things go viral is different. It's like how things go viral in black Twitter versus in white Twitter, for example. It's different. I thought it was interesting. But I didn't know how to structure the video too much. Maybe tomorrow. I'll do it if I want to. Same with this other video. This video, Aitana y la especulación inmobiliaria, is like, I feel like this one would get me views. The problem is that it's in Spanish and I don't like the kind of views that it would get me because people don't watch the video, right? So it's like the kind of thing that I don't want to do, but I feel like it's interesting. Like, I feel like it's the kind of thing that needs to be out there, right? That someone would need to make. But I don't want to be the person who does it because 75% of the people who will watch it will not watch it entirely and will only watch like 2 minutes or something like that. And not give a fuck, right? And just write comments without having watched the video, which I really don't want to be dealing with. But I do feel like someone needs to put these things out there, right? Someone needs to differentiate things. For example, I'm going to give the context now. This is like a Spanish singer. She went on a TV show, right? And this TV show, the guy always, to everyone, asks something like, how much money do you have, right? Or like, what's your net worth? And she said, which is rare in celebrities, right? She said something like, I have like 4 houses, so I have like $4 million or something like that, 4 million euros. And people in Spain are like mad about it or something, right? And people are always talking about speculation, right? And the problem is that I think people define these things wrong. And I get what they mean, but defining things wrong doesn't work. So, for example, speculating here, this guy was talking about the term speculate is diffuse, but it makes sense to define it as lacking care and humanity when you invest in some good. The classic, I'm not an NGO or a charity, right? But, so he says this, right? The problem is that, in my opinion, this is stupid, right? It's like, the term is not diffuse. The term means a pretty clear thing. To buy something, expecting returns on the sale of that something. That is speculating. So, and the thing to which he's referring to here, that lack of care and humanity when you invest in some goods, is already defined and it's called investment, right? So it's, in this case, when you do it with houses, it's called real estate investments. Not doing things for charity is an investment. So I don't like how these things get conflated together, right? And how people use one term to talk about the other, and yeah. But he is right in the sense that people use it that way. So it's like the word has taken off and it's like out of my control to tell people, actually speculating is not that, it's this other thing, right? It has englobed everything. But in my opinion, it's important to have the distinction because it's not the same stage of the problem, even though the problem is similar, right? If a property in the market, if real estate investment is so attractive that just the sale of the property would, like just the expected sale of the property is worth it, you know the situation is tough. And that's what 2007 was like, right? Right now, we are not in that situation, but we are still in a situation where apparently real estate investments are so attractive that people gravitate to those versus many others. For example, stocks or whatever, right? So, for example, companies, which actually do things, right? Instead of just being housing. But if you need the people renting your house to pay the house off, that's obviously a clearly different situation than if you don't need someone to be in your house to pay it off, right? Just because of how the market is crazy, because of how crazy the market is, right? I feel like that distinction is very important because it's one thing. Like they represent like completely different scenarios, even though they are the same problem, which is like housing is crazy, but in one case, housing is crazy, but people actually need to rent the houses for the thing to be profitable, right? So there is, so it's like you experience kind of this kind of rising housing prices, but at least it's like the rising rents is noticeable, but the property value scale, the scale of the property value increase is not kind of that insane. It's not like an insane thing. It's not like a proper bubble, right? It represents something else, right? One is like a bubble situation, right? The other is not. The other is like not a bubble, but like something is wrong with the market and things need to happen, but some people would say it needs to be freer, and some people would say it needs to be more controlled. But but the other thing is like, I don't know, the bubble situation. To the bubble situation, people always probably would give it the same thing. One people would say, to solve the bubble. Actually, probably the bubble situation is more clearly something is too free, I guess, right? I don't know. It gets you views, but people won't watch it. What do you mean by that? It gets people clicking, but they don't watch until the end. So people click because the topic is infuriating or something, right? She's like popular, so her fans come in to say something to defend her, and her haters come in to hate on her, or like to be the main character, for example. For example, leftist people would just come in to criticize the situation with the housing, and her fans would come in to defend her, blah, 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 without anyone actually watching what I have to say, right? This is like what would happen. So yeah, maybe I will make also this video tomorrow, but also I'm not sure. I really have no idea, lol. It's not really something I ever think about. I do think about it, but I don't know. I don't have the solutions, right? I don't know the solutions. I don't know whether the solution is to. I have my theories, right? In my opinion, right? My personal opinion, it's probably something. It's probably like a mix, right? A balanced mix of things. Probably a mix between making it easier to build and for companies and like private actors to act and build things, which includes big corporations or like rich people, right? Includes mainly these things, but also for the state to step in and also build actually things that are publicly available, blah, blah, right? And also the way that is, how do you say, handled also is important. It's not just the how, sorry, not the what, not the thing that you do, but also the how you do it. Like it's important that these public offerings of housing are a certain way. I feel like this is less necessary for the private part because I feel like that part is already too regulated, right? I feel like this is a symptom that it is too regulated. That part is too regulated, so there is like too little flow of how people can do things. So giving freedom to do more things is not going to go bad because it's already too tightened, right? So it's like if you loosen it a little bit, it's not going to like backfire super hard because there are no. It's like you are not tearing down every housing regulation, for example, right? It's like just modifying some things, and by modifying some things, you get some change, but all of the weight of the previous regulation is still there, right? So it's not like that. But when you create new housing by the government and all this, then there is like more risk in how you because the pressures of the housing that is created freely, obviously when people create housing for the free market, it means for rich people. So when you create things for rich people, the people who have more money, etc., are going to do things to that higher money standard, right? So when you liberate how do you say suelo? When you liberate land. When you liberate land and let people use it, the people who are going to get it are rich people. The people who are going to build things are going to build things for rich people. So, for example, you start seeing luxury apartments being made because those are the properties with the ones who give more money with the most return on investment. So, yeah, that's what it's going to start happening. So that you don't need to control for that as much because it's like by definition it's kind of a luxury market. So the houses that are going to come in are expensive and they are going to be like in expensive places, right? In expensive parts of the city, for example. It's like they are not going to make ghettos, for example. But if you make public housing, you are interfering in the market with housing that is below market rate and pushing it out. So you have to be careful when you do that because it's not going to sort itself out or whatever to the richest people, right? And when you do that, things can happen. For example, ghettos can form, etc. So it's like the balancing needs to be there. Right? It's like you need to be there. You need to do it to help the people who will not be helped by this liberation because it won't. Like the majority of people won't be helped. It's like a pretty slow and kind of detached help. It's not like an immediate help. So you need to bring immediate help, but the immediate help that you bring needs to be carefully controlled. That's kind of my point. That's kind of my personal view on the issue. I don't know if it's right or not, but yeah. I need water, but I don't have water here. That's how I interpret the emoji. Hello, Tebel. So yeah, those were the topics for today. The last thing that I wanted to do that I didn't write here is like open ChatGPT and here I wrote this text. Meine Reise nach Japan im Jahr 2013, I don't know, 2013 hatte ich die Gelegenheit, nach Japan zu reisen, ein Land, das für mich eine besondere Bedeutung hat. Meine Mutter kommt aus Japan, genauer gesagt aus Sapporo. Und viele Leute fragen mich oft nach meinem japanischen Nachnamen. Deshalb habe ich dieses Thema gewählt. Meine Reise begann in Tokio. Ich war insgesamt einen Monat in Japan und hatte die Möglichkeit, verschiedene Städte zu besuchen. Tokio war meine erste Station, eine riesige, lebendige Metropole, voller Menschen, Lichter und moderner Technologie. Besonders beeindruckt hat mich die Mischung aus futuristischer Architektur und traditionellen Tempeln. Die Stadt war manchmal überwältigend, aber auch unglaublich faszinierend. Danach reiste ich nach Kyoto, eine Stadt mit vielen alten Tempeln und Schreien. Ich besuchte den berühmten Fushimi Inari Parteiischer mit seinen tausenden roten Toren. Ein unvergesslicher Anblick. For example, I don't know if this is true. Die traditionelle Atmosphäre in Kyoto hat mir besonders gefallen. Vor allem die alten Holzhäuser und die ruhigen Gärten. What the fuck are you doing, lol? Oh, now I get it. He's doing the thing. Yeah, I was doing that. Meine letzte Station war Miyazaki, eine weniger bekannte, aber schöne Stadt im Süden Japans. Die Strände dort sind atemberaubend und ich konnte die Natur richtig genießen. Besonders gut hat mir Unagidon geschmeckt, ein Reisgericht mit Aal, das in der Region sehr beliebt ist. For example, I don't know if this is true, right? Meine letzte Station war Sapporo, die Stadt meiner Mutter. Sapporo liegt auf der nördlichen Insel Hokkaido und hat eine ganz andere Atmosphäre als Tokio. Die Stadt ist bekannt für ihre Winterlandschaft, aber ich war im Sommer dort. Besonders gefallen haben mir die grünen Parks, die frische Luft und das entspannte Stadtleben. Diese Reise hat mir geholfen, Japan besser zu verstehen. Die Kultur, das Essen und die verschiedenen Landschaften haben mich tief beeindruckt. Ich hoffe, eines Tages wieder nach Japan reisen zu können. 2 mögliche Nachfragen. Gab es kulturelle Unterschiede, die dich überrascht oder besonders beeindruckt haben? Welche Stadt hat dir am besten gefallen und warum? Japanischen. Okay, ja, das ist richtig. I always say Japanerin. Japan. Japanischen. I always get that wrong. Same with Japanerin, not Japanerin. I say Japanerin. Japanerin. Meine Mutter Japanerin ist. Meinem japanischen Nachnamen. So yeah, I wanted to do this thing, but to make it true, because this is based on something that I had talked with this like mündlich. But I don't know. Yeah, for example, it didn't incorporate the things that I have actually said. For example, the tourist art. Here. The Kyoto. I remember the Golden Temple, not what you mentioned in the text. Where do I say al? Control F, al. How did they know that I loved that? I didn't say it, right? Maybe here or something. Or here. How are you, by the way, Tebel? I'm doing this because I have the test next week. Next Friday. B2 test. I think I'm going to pass. Mainly, like, it's not that I'm confident on my own abilities. It's mainly that I'm unconfident in my partner's abilities, right? So I think that if they make the not my partner, or my classmates, right? So it's not that I think that I am ready for Germany. It's more that I think that they are so unready for Germany that if they make a test that is hard for me, none of them is going to pass, right? So I feel like the test is going to be easy, right? That's my main the main thing, like for example, if they make a hearing exercise that is hard for me, which it has happened, right? I think it's probably my worst thing. They are going to do so much worse that no one is going to pass. So it's going to be like a failure on parts of the course, right? I hate test. Too many people preparing for it and then forgetting right after that. In this case, because it's a language test, it's not that stark, right? It's not that like that sudden, but yeah, kind of, right? It's like definitely don't remember like every grammar thing or whatever, right? It's like you study pretty focused on some fucking specific things, like how to write a complaint, right? Beschwerdebrief. I have written like 5 or 6 Beschwerdebriefen or Briefe, and I don't give a fuck, right? It's like I'm not going to complain ever. I don't leave bad reviews. I don't use Amazon's kind of the thing where you get your money back and send the product. I don't use it. I've never used it. I don't generally do those things. Maybe once in my whole life. And in the event that I were to do that, I would use ChatGPT. So, but yeah. I've reread your thing. I'd like it if you incorporated more of the things that I mentioned to you, a bit more literally. I like your floweriness somewhat. Somewhat, but like it if it was a bit more personal to me. I think it's doing the PDF again, but I'ma lay down, watching you and stay comfortable. No more working. Lay down as I'm going to sleep or relaxing. I'm going to look up the weather again. It's pretty interesting to see how this works, by the way. It's like, what does it do to... It's like, how is it this thing able to generate PDFs? And it's like, because it's literally all text, right? Code is just text. So if you just pass the text inside a variable or whatever, and you have a PDF making library, It's like so easy, right? I'll try not to sleep. Keyword, try not to. Don't think I'll entertain for too long, by the way. It was snowing and still frosty for the week here, but this weekend it's supposed to be 10 degrees away, so it's making it all away. You're in Berlin right now, right? That's crazy. I do remember that when I went, I've talked about this already, right? When I went to Munich in the 1st of March or so, it snowed and the Mexicans were like all so happy. I don't know. The problem with this is that it's so annoying to read, but like I won't, for example, I won't be saying it's golden Fassade, like eine goldene Fassade spiegelte sich wunderschön im Wasser wieder. What the fuck? I'm not going to say that. Atemberaubend. What does it mean? Breathtaking or something like that. Impresionantes. I mean, the beaches weren't like they weren't anything spectacular. It's like we just went to the beach, right? I think I have a bit of an issue with a couple of things. Maybe you're too flowery in some places. For example, the Tokyo part is fine, but the Kyoto part is quite exaggerated. The temple was beautiful and all, and it was quite nice to see this traditional side of the city and country. But yeah, the beach in Miyazaki wasn't like some insanely beautiful paradise. Lol. We low-key just went to the beach. Much else. Don't even. Let's see. Japón 2013. It's like it's fucking empty. It's like fucking empty. Like it's cool, right? But we made a sandcastle. But it's not like a tropical beach, right? I'm wondering if we even... there's a photo of my brother here, so I don't want to show it, but... Well, I want to show it, but it's him, so I'm not going to do it. He is wearing swim shorts or whatever, but I'm not even sure if we, like, fucking... I don't know. I do have this picture close to the water, but yeah, as you can see, it's not like... it's not like paradisiacal water, right? We went there and chilled and visited a friend of my mom's, but that's it, lol. I already don't really go into any water. But I definitely wouldn't even want my feet in that. It looks a bit off. Nah, it's fine, but like it's not some insanely beautiful water. Let's see. Okay, this is chiller. I prefer this. Okay, that's decent and more modest. Let's say, lol. But sadly, the error of the line and question mark happened again. Oh. And yeah, I think that is what they wanted to accomplish. I'm going to send this now to my teacher so that he evaluates it. Let's see. Maybe I could ask it what answers could I give. Wie könnte ich diese Fragen antworten? It's like auf diese Fragen, right? Auf diesen Fragen? Auf diese Fragen. Let's leave it like this. Ja, es gab Dinge, die mich überrascht haben. Zum Beispiel die Höflichkeit der Menschen in Japan, was in Spanien nicht üblich ist. Auch das Essen war eine Umstellung, weil man im Wiener Restaurant mit Stäbchen isst. I mean, to me that's not like that. But für mich zuerst ungewohnt waren. Bro, I literally say that my mom is Japanese. Außerdem ist Japan sehr organisiert, besonders im öffentlichen Verkehr. Was im Vergleich zu Spanien ein großer Unterschied ist. Welche Stadt hat dir am besten gefallen? Würde ich vielleicht Tokio wählen. Es gibt dort einfach unglaublich viel zu sehen. Moderne Hochhäuser, alte Tempel und viele verschiedene Stadtviertel mit ganz eigenem Charme. Besonders hat mir Akihabara gefallen. Okay, das ist richtig, weil es im Zentrum für Elektronik, Anime und Videospiele ist und das fand ich spannend. Aber auch Sapporo war besonders für mich, weil meine Familie dort lebt und ich so mehr von der japanischen Kultur im Alltag mitbekommen konnte. Diese Fragen without the end, okay. So it's accusative. Emoji. Okay, I think I'm leaving it at this. I'm not sure what will I stream tomorrow. I'm not sure if I will make these videos or think of something else. Maybe I will make the videos. I don't know. It's been a while. Maybe I will make a status update, right? Status update before the V2 test, then one after the V2 test, then one when I'm already in Munich, and it's been like a little bit of a month into Munich or something like this, right? That could be interesting, maybe. We'll see. Depends on how I'm feeling tomorrow. I think that conversely, I thought, for example, that tomorrow I would want to record more. I thought I would want to record more the video about houses versus the video about black people and basketball, which sounds, I don't know, kind of strange. But I'm feeling the opposite, right? I'm feeling like the houses topic is kind of, people are not going to listen to it. And the other one, I don't know, maybe someone could listen to it. I don't know, I have to ponder the differences between those two things. Okay, guess I'll go get some beer then. How do you say Prost? Was it Prost? Have one, how do you say? Do you say this in German? Like, have one on my behalf or something like that. Have one on me. No, that's like when you pay for someone's drink, right? Have one on my behalf. In Spanish we say that, like, tómate una a mi salud. Sagen die Deutsche etwas wie die Spanisches let's put it as das Spanishes. Tómate algo a mi salud. Ja, auf Deutsch gibt es ähnliche Ausdrücke, aber sie sind nicht so direkt wie das spanische Tómate algo a mi salud. Das Spanische, okay. Hier sind einige Varianten. Trink auf mich. Trink ein für mich mit. Drink one for me. Okay, that. Stoß auf mich an. Prost auf mich. Oder einfach auf mich. Besonders beim gemeinsamen Trinken. Okay, trink auf mich. Das ist die direkteste Entsprechung. Es bedeutet, dass jemand ein Getränk auf dich erheben soll. Stoß auf mich an. Das wird verwendet, wenn man mit jemandem anstößt. Es ist oft freundlicher oder festlicher. Prost auf mich. Oder einfach auf mich. Lass es dir schmecken. Auf meine Kosten. Falls du jemanden einlädst. Nein. Ich meinte das nicht. Ich meinte nicht das. Gönn dir was auf meine Rechnung. Nein. das ist tampoco. Auch nicht dieses oder dies. Etwas umgangssprachlicher, wenn man jemandem sagt, dass er sich etwas gönnen soll. I love this verb, by the way. Sich gönnen. Ich gönne mir etwas. Gönn dir eine Bier. Gönnen dir viele Biere. Would that be correct? German under beer. The perfect pair. Real. Maybe I will get accustomed to that. Ein deutscher Freund hat mir gerade gesagt, dass trink ein für mich mit works passt auch. Auch passt. Let's see. Ja, trink einen für mich mit. Einen. It corrected you. Das ist eine umgangssprachliche und freundliche Art zu sagen, dass jemand ein Getränk stellvertretend für dich trinken soll. Besonders, wenn du selbst nicht dabei sein kannst. Ja, korrekt. Es wird oft benutzt, wenn sich Freunde treffen und einer nicht mitkommen kann. Das ist korrekt. Beispiel, wir gehen heute Abend ein Bier trinken. Schade, ich kann nicht. Trink einen für mich mit. Das klingt sehr natürlich und wird oft so gesagt. Dein Freund hat dir also einen guten Ausdruck genannt. Vielen Dank. Okay, ich schließe das Stream abschließen. Ich beende das Stream. Vielen Dank. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much for watching and goodbye. Bis morgen. Until tomorrow. Yeah, I knew from the start it would be einen, but you don't say drink einen for mich mit. You would just drop the N. Okay. I'll believe you. Hope people don't think I'm strange if I do it. If I say trink ein für mich mit. Trink ein für mich mit. It sounds like you want to pronounce it so that non-English speakers understand you. I understand it anyways. I didn't even notice it was wrong, so